Hello, everybody. The Warm back again. And I'd like to, well, yeah. I'd like to apologize for last time. Last time um, it was a shorter episode, and I'm not sure I sounded all that great. So, I don't think last episode was that good. So hopefully I can get, back into the feel of things now. Again, it's been nothing serious. It's just been unpleasant and inconvenient. But I'm pretty sure I'm at the tail end of this thing. Not My throat's no longer sore, and just just getting back to it. So hopefully this one will be a bit better. In case the last time was particularly bad to watch. I'm not too sure, but it kind of felt like it after the fact. In any case, back with some more 999. Last time we had a pretty crazy situation occur in which we had a to be continued rather than an actual ending. Although I will say, it does leave a picture here, so I guess a to be continued is a kind of ending. I'm not sure, but I guess that solves the mystery. I'm not sure I mentioned this last time, but I guess that solves the mystery of what the sixth ending is. It's actually one of the endings we already have, but actually finishing it. Um, and obviously one of these will be the red ending as well. So yeah. Um, what did I say last time? I was trying to think. I think last time I said something like all of us would have to be alive to get out, but that's manifestly not the case, considering we could still take the bracelets from dead people. So I think that's something I said that was wrong. So yeah, sometimes it's funny now that I've started doing let's plays. There are quite a few times where I've finished an episode and then like hours later, I'll think back to it, and I was like, and I realize, wow, I said something completely wrong, or I remember something that happened in a previous episode, and it was like, oh wait, darn it, the answer was that, and unfortunately, at the time, I can't suddenly correct myself because I'm not in the moment. So that's an interesting feeling to have, I guess, is something I'm learning. Um, so yeah, and then of course, it takes some time to actually record the next video, and when I do that, I may have even forgotten the correction I remembered. In any case, let's stop messing around here and get back to it, right? So let's start seeing these what's different here with our red keys here. I might dip down over here just to see that scene. The going to it'd be 3, right? No, 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 no. It'd be what would it be? I don't remember. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. In any case, let's. Do we have to make the choice? What's the choice here? I assume it's just going down this path, right? Do I have to replay the whole chapter to do that? Let's Oh, dang it. No, 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 no. Oh, I didn't even. Okay, I meant to do one of these scenes because they were quicker. But I guess that's it. Yeah, I want to say it's not if because these keys are not necessarily keys, right? They're knowledge. I want to say that this specific key is the box that we find, in the first class cabin, that we know for sure Seven left a way to get back to. I want to say that's what it is, because that's never been addressed again since. So the next one's down here. Now, is this red key just going down this direction here? Oops.
Let's make sure we've got this straight.
Yes, Junpei, let's make sure of that. Like, say we just go 8 door. Where does that leave us? Yes, it is. Eighth door is laboratory. In particular, laboratory is where there's the dummy with the thing on its head. We went in with Lotus and Clover got stuck behind the a bunch of bars, iron bars went down and trapped her behind there. That was that. So what is it we're getting from there? What is this key meant to represent? Oops. I'm not entirely sure on that. Well, we got 2 keys here. Let's try and figure out what these are going to be. Last in the white route, we obviously had the connection of the various stories that were being told to us in like Ice 9, and the way information, like the information infection is what it came to be referred to in my mind. So there was that sort of idea that kept getting told to us. I'm not sure what the connection is for this route yet, this red route, but let's see what we get.
What kind of job do you have? What are you?
Hacker man, or hacker woman in this case. So something's different here.
I'm unemployed at the moment.
So, did she not... So,
I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
So when we went this route previously, I think the very... Oh, it's not going to tell me, huh? The very first time I played, I did the third class cabin with Lotus and June and Santa. And then we did this. We went here. We went to door 8. So does... What's the change? Is it that... Did we get on her nerves that first time, and so she wouldn't talk to us, but maybe because we haven't really talked or traveled with her this time, she's willing to open up, I guess? Is that the difference here?
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh. It was just... something.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Because in this route, we went first class cabin, so we weren't with Lotus at all. So I guess it's just Junpei made a bad impression, and Lotus just kind of didn't. So Lotus didn't want to tell us anything. Oh wait, no, we also went through. Oh wait. I think I see. I think I'm on the right track. We went through. So yes. Because we went through the kitchen, and there was that whole thing with the freezer, and Junpei got upset at Lotus. That's right. Yeah, because he was kind of suspicious. Oh, did you close the freezer on us? She said, of course I wouldn't. But she also didn't seem to be too concerned. But even though she claimed she was, Junpei apologized, but still had some hard feelings. That must be it. That must be the connection. Okay. Interesting. She stopped typing for a moment, and her face fell.
I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version?
Cybersecurity firm, huh? Without looking up or slowing down, she began to
A
explain.
brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed down or missed a key. Oop. Okay, we have some unfortunate timing going on, so I may get interrupted a few times, but hopefully you shouldn't notice that. Okay, let's keep going. Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd.
Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about?
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter 1 + 1.
Of course, we have to have the typing sound throughout all this.
The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No? Not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 + 1?
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that.
I'm sorry, Lotus. You're... where is this coming from? I'm kind of lost already.
Because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Yes. I mean, I understand what she's saying. I just... Maybe there was a conversation that was happening before the beginning of this scene. I do remember there being a monitor, and I guess it was wireless, yeah. Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe. What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Okay, we're doing something like this.
Huh?
An analogy.
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body.
Uh-huh. And we're getting back to... what, everything connected hive mind sort of idea again?
We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications, we can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like it from someone like her.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else.
Well, if we recall, it didn't happen in this route here, so it makes sense Junpei wouldn't think of it at the time. But we do know from the playthrough where we go through the third-class cabin, she does bring up the stuff by Sheldrake in the dog experiment. So even if she tends to brush it off, she does have an interest in this sort of thing. So this isn't coming from nowhere. But at least for Junpei right now, it definitely sounds like it's coming out of nowhere. So his confusion makes sense.
That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre, cultish religion.
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Okay, the key word I'm looking for here, Lotus, is evidence? What, this is all fun sort of speculation stuff, but is it sort of just fun speculation stuff for you too, or do you have, is this something more concrete for you? What's the deal?
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too. Perhaps they actually can't speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. What?
He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess. But he never heard the word prosopagnosia before.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Yeah, I've heard of the condition before, but I've never looked into it or anything like
In
that.
other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours.
A strange idea.
So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same, even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
There we go. Once again, just like the Sheldrake conversation, she brushes it off.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Adulting, huh?
Not funny.
Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously.
Okay, that's the... Well, again, not in this playthrough, but that's the second time you've said you both dismissed it and then also say made it up.
It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time.
For some reason, I doubt it.
But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Oh, thank goodness the typing's done.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the enter key.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
I certainly did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted.
Piece of cake.
Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back, if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares, da 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 da. Yes, we know
The
this
screen
part.
changed again. What the hell is that?
It's the puzzle.
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Suddenly Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
Thank you, hacker woman. Thank you so much. And skip. Okay. Ooh. Have we heard this track before? Oh yeah, I think we have actually. So we did computer, locker now. It's just that no, he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
He put the puzzle aside for now, for the moment, and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Can we... Oh, this is just altogether something different.
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
Ah, okay, so here's just something... This is a very obvious difference, yes.
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Huh?
Man, it's been a while, so... If she's asking me to remember off the top of my head, I can't think of anything right now. Maybe she'll say something that jogs my memory. Let's see. Why is she asking me this, Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course, she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something, that would help her. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person. or
Yes.
Something like that, but
He did say something like that.
that's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute. Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but if you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if, is Snake, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
Born blind, yes.
No, he wasn't born blind.
Interesting.
When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident.
Ooh.
He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
Oh ho ho. Here we go.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is... it's not like a normal person's arm.
Is it just a prosthetic? If it's just a prosthetic, just say that. What's the deal?
It's fake. It's
There we
not
go.
a real arm.
Yeah, a prosthetic.
The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
That's terrible.
Oh.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
So this is actually very interesting. Because now, this is before we've discovered the corpse. But now, Junpei has this knowledge. Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Huh, just that, huh? Oh, or maybe not. I guess not, huh? Unless we make the connection later then? Give me 1 second. Okay, back. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to make this another short one. Something unexpected has popped up and I have somewhere I have to be fairly soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Yeah, so I had the thought that Clover Clover told Junpei about the prosthetics, so maybe Junpei would recognize when we see the left arm, but it looks like we go beyond that. At least I think. When do we go back to C? That has to go back. That has to be addressed at some point. I just can't remember when that happens exactly. Thank goodness I don't have to replay these escape rooms. Yeah. So, learned a bit more about Lotus, and she gave a cybersecurity firm, which is not surprising considering what she was doing. And then she gave another similar spiel to the Sheldrake thing, showing she is definitely absolutely interested in the topic enough to learn about it and then to also make theories about it. Even if she dismisses it or whatever, she's definitely interested in it, which is a bit suspicious considering we know what her daughters went through. It makes me wonder if she knows a bit more than she's letting on. You know? It's as if she somehow knew what the experiment her daughters went through were about. I know she said her daughters didn't talk about it. Maybe that was a lie? Something to consider, maybe. And then the brief conversation with Clover there, which makes sense. You know, Clover wondering about her brother who disappeared, and we were with him relatively recently. Okay, makes sense. Made some progress. Not as much as I wanted, but made some progress. So, let's do this. Just so I can save. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. That's going to be it. I hope you're all doing well. See you next time for some more 999. Have a good one.